So welcome to Suitcase Divas podcast. This is episode 35. My name is Denise Diabaldi with Redbirds Travel.
And I'm Cheryl Garcia with ABCD Adventures.
Yeah, so let's talk about Virgin Voyages cruises. I'm super stoked for this one for a few reasons, and we'll dive right into it. So Virgin Voyages has not been around for a super long time. So it does date back to 2014, where Sir Richard Branson announced that he plans to venture into the cruise industry. So already a pioneer in various sectors like music, aviation, telecommunications, he decided that this would be a good opportunity to revolutionize the cruising industry and offer something that not other industries, not other cruise lines offered. And I think he did an amazing job. So the Virgin Voyages fleets right now, they have 3 lady ships, or actually 4. And this plays on the term to the lady ship is giving a nod to Virgin's British heritage. So, Elizabeth and
Yeah,
all.
classy for sure.
I love it. So they currently have the Scarlet Lady, the Valiant Lady, the Resilient Lady, and then they've already have one coming 2025 for
The
how
Brilliant
did I just
Lady.
miss that?
It's the
Brilliant?
Brilliant Lady. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Brilliant
thought I
Lady's
just
coming.
said Brilliant Lady, and I'm like, that's not one of them, but that's the one that's coming, Brilliant Lady. Okay, so ironically, even though they started back in 2014, their first launch of sailing wasn't until 2021. How crazy is that? So they've been building a lot of behind the scenes stuff to make this fabulous, which it is. It's all so fabulous. They all currently in the US, they all sail out of Port Miami. That's where their port is. And they also they feature a stop in Bimini. So they have their own private Bahamas island where it's called the Beach Club at Bimini. So that's just a little bit about like the background, but what else is so fabulous about this cruise line, Cheryl?
So one of the things that makes Virgin unique from other cruise lines, it is adults only.
Yeah.
So I am
18 and up.
super excited about that as an empty nester now. Although now that my kids are adults, they can go. But for those of us that don't want to travel with kids or on cruises that have kids running around, there's no kids clubs, there's none of that. There's no kids menu.
There's no kids tantrums at the pool or
Right.
at
You
dinner.
just have to deal with the
It's
adult
adults only. You might
tantrums.
see some adult tantrums.
Absolutely. So it is an adults only, which means 18 and up, which I think is awesome because they don't just limit it to 21 and up, it's 18 and up. And while the whole cruise line is pretty adult themed, even the names of the shops, the names of the restaurants, the names of the shows, it's not just for partying or if you want to be adventurous with your cabin mates and partners, which
Pineapple.
yeah,
It's
if
not
you're
only pineapple.
right there, which I didn't know that, but it was pointed out, in
It
some of
does
the
get a bad
reviews.
rap sometimes.
Well, it gets a review of that. Like that's what some might think, but it's not. It's very adult friendly.
I
Whatever
think
you
it's
want or need.
inclusive. Yeah, adult friendly and
Yes,
inclusive. I
for
love it.
sure.
Yeah, but I think that the pineapple situation, just FYI, happens on every ship. You just gotta
Absolutely.
stay in your lane. That's all I'm saying. If you're not in
Yeah.
the pineapple thing, just stay in your lane and keep on moving on. That's what.
And I do agree with you that a big thing behind the Virgin Voyage cruises is that it's inclusive. Everybody gets to come on here and live their best life, and that's what they're encouraging
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
One of the other things that I think is unique and nice about the way that Virgin Voyage handles their cruising is pricing. Their little tagline after all is always included luxury. And what they mean by that is any of the fees that you would normally pay and some of the things I'm getting ready to go over, all that is in that first cost you see. Like if you are
The
getting a quote
upfront
from a
cost.
travel agent or you're looking on their website, that baseline that you're seeing is going to include these following things. One of the first things that is not normally included in a lot of other base prices for cruises is your essential drinks. These are drinks outside of your basics,
The
tea,
drink
water, and drip
package.
coffee.
Yeah.
So you would get sodas, you get non-pressed juices, things like that. tea, water, drip coffee, traditionally comes with your cruise cost, but Virgin Voyage has added soda, their water, which they do not do bottled water, and Denise will go into that in a little bit. They include the pressed juices and things like that.
Mhm.
The other thing that's included that you usually have to tack on before or after a cruise is gratuity. Virgin Voyage already
It's
includes
included.
gratuity in their cost, which is huge because that it can be a bill at the end if you haven't prepaid. Another awesome thing is the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi
is
included.
included. So they say you can pretty much stream and
Up
post
to
from
two
anywhere on the ship,
devices. 2 devices per cabin is what they're
depending
saying.
on the cabin too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, this one's a pretty big deal for some people. There are no buffets on
No
Virgin
buffets,
Voyages,
Cheryl. We're not gonna
right?
get fucking beaten down for a banana.
Exactly. So they don't have any big dining halls or assigned dining times either. You
That's
can plan your
fabulous.
dining time though by getting on the app and reserving your spot in a virtual queue. You don't even have to go down to this restaurant and stand in line or put your name on a list. You can do it from their app. What is included with and how you're going to be fed on this cruise is they have over 20 eateries included, and they are Michelin
Amazing.
star chef menus. Um, so I'm just going to briefly go through
They
a
all
couple.
look amazing, by the way.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm just going to go through a couple of the restaurants that I found very interesting and
Yeah, we don't have time for all
unique.
20, so just give us the lowdown of
Yeah, and you could find these on Virgin Voyage. Not only do they have the description and the name, but they also have menus online that you can see before you get on
it's
board. And
very
that's
everything
always
you're
the
doing
case.
is on this app. Like you're gonna have the app is very inclusive on this cruise, so you definitely
Yeah.
want to
But even
be
before
prepared.
you get on, if you go to virginvoyages.com now, you can see the menu for these
All of it.
restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's highlight a few of the restaurants. The first one, which is a little more of their upscale environment. So if you wanted to dress up and maybe just have a little bit of a semi-fancy night, the Wake is a steak and seafood restaurant. Um,
Mhm.
while I was talking about
Like a
dressing up
chop
and stuff,
house, right? Like a high-end chop
yes,
house.
it is. There's no dress code. Like they don't have formal nights, they don't have any of that. You come
But they do
as
have
you
a
are.
scarlet. We're wearing our
Yep.
red because they do have a scarlet night. And we'll get
But they
into
have a
that,
theme
but
night, yeah. But I'm
yeah,
just saying they don't have a formal night where you have to dress up. They don't have a dress code,
suits and
things like
yeah.
they want you to be, this is
Do
your
what you
cruise.
want to do.
So their Pink Agave restaurant is an upscale Mexican restaurant.
Ooh, I'm going there.
The Gunbei is a Korean barbecue. This was very exciting for me because I've just been introduced to Korean barbecue restaurants. I've had Korean barbecue, but
And I
the
think this is one
restaurant
of their most famous ones, you know?
and their
Everybody loves it.
restaurant is very beautiful. And like I said, I've just been introduced to the restaurant. I just went to my first one this past year. And on the cruise, you are actually cooking your meat in front of you like you would on land and at a restaurant on land. This is one of
Okay.
my oldest or my youngest daughter's favorite restaurant styles to go to. So I know she'd be excited. Also, it's super expensive to go to one, but this one is included.
It's included. There's no premium or upcharges. Everything on
Correct.
here is everything you can go to. There are no
Yes.
specialty restaurants. They're all specialty.
Exactly. I will say a lot of the restaurants do offer certain items that you can order a la carte if you wanted to try something that wasn't on there. I do know that a few of them do have some items you can purchase outside of what
Even
they
their
have.
test kitchen is not an upcharge. You can do that
Correct.
as well.
So their test kitchen, which is our next one that we're going to highlight, is a menu, or the menu is presented as an ingredient list. So when you go in, it's an experience. When you go to this restaurant, you are going to have an experience because they're going to present you a list of ingredients. You pick, I believe the way this works is you pick a few, and then they make something with it, or because they had a couple different options when I was looking at it. Like they do have more of a class style, like if you set your time up when they're doing the instruction time, but it's a
Yeah.
very or not hands-on because you're not doing the cooking, but it's a very in the experience, in the moment type of sit down eatery. And if you're not in the mood for a sit down option, they do have grab and go in their galley, which is it features a mix of shops and food truck style carts.
I think that's
So
fabulous.
right, you
Yeah.
have such a big variety of,
There is such a big variety.
yeah.
And it really makes you feel like everything is included. It just all comes with it. There's not a lot of like, you have to make reservations for specialty restaurants or anything like that. Like it's all part of the cruise.
Right. And then shows and activities, which we're going to go over in just a little bit, are also included. One of the things that we didn't mention that you're probably wondering, especially on adult only cruise, what about the alcohol? Because, you know, Denise and I are going to find those cocktails and wines in our mimosa brunches. So Virgin Voyages does something a little different than a lot of they don't have a cruise beverage package where you are limited to a certain level of alcohol. Like if you want to have the premium, you have to premium
Or you
package
can only order so many drinks per day. The
or at
sky's
a
the limit.
time. So what they have on Virgin Voyage is called a bar tab, and it pays to prepay because you can't get the bar tab once you get on board. So what the bar tab is if you prepay for say $100 bar tab, they're going to give you an extra $10. That means you have $110 to order whatever drinks you want while on the ship.
But
If
the good
you
thing is if you run out of that $110, then you can always add on more or buy drinks on board at that point.
you would have to buy them on board because you can't purchase your bar tab after. So
Right.
this includes your specialty coffees because specialty coffees are an additional charge, but they are included in your bar tab. So your bar tab can be your fresh pressed juices, your smoothies, your alcoholic drinks.
And you can buy friends drinks too. Your bar tab is
Yes,
your bar tab. You do whatever you want. If you want to buy around, you then that's on you. That's on your bar tab.
right. So it's not limited to your typical where they only give you one drink at a time, two drinks that you can buy around. You can do things like that. If you prepay your $300 bar tab or a $300 bar tab, they give you an extra $50. So just keep in mind that you have to get that before you get on, and they
And
do
that is a
throw in a
little bit
bonus.
different. So that is a little bit different. I will say I was not used to that, but it
I
is what
will
it
tell
is. That's their
you, and
policy.
I should have written this down also, their pricing, which they have on their website as well, for their typical drinks are what you would see more like on shore. So you can find a $6 beer, less than $8 glass of wine. You can find those things at what you would typically pay at a regular bar.
Right.
It is more comparable to being onshore versus some of the other cruise lines we've been on where their drinks cost a little bit more.
10
So
and up. Yeah.
yeah, that's what you were looking at. But I do think it's more comparable on Virgin to what you would pay on shore.
Yeah. I
But
think it's different, but I can't wait to experience it.
I know, right? So tell us about while we're on board and what the cabins are like. Where are we hanging out and
Okay,
sleeping?
so listen, this whole ship is posh AF. Like
Mhm.
they did not skimp on any area. Everything's gorgeous from the time you walk on the ship.
Even
Even
their port, I think, is a
in Miami. So they
yeah,
poured out of
is
Miami, Florida for the
beautiful.
States. You're always going to be at Port Miami. And so I'll just start with the basic interior room, sleeps 1 to 4. So I love their little and everything they do. They have a little naughty entendre kind of going through the whole ship with their logos. And they, from what I can see, I haven't been on, but we're gonna get there. Um, Everything is just amazing. So their interior room does sleep 1 to 4. So it's either sleeping for one, where you're just a solo, friends forever, where they kind of have the beds like in a L shape.
Twin beds.
I want to
Yeah.
get close to you is where they put the beds together. And then 4 for fun is when you have 4 people in a cabin. Whatever kind of fun you're having there, that's on you. So, but I thought the verbiage was very cute. So then the sea view one, I will say that's the one with the porthole. That one can only sleep between 1 and 3. So, and they had usually they put solo travelers in the porthole room. Then you've got your sea terrace, which is the balcony. So whether you're getting ready for the glam area, they have a glam station in all of these, which is like really good mirrors. They all have mood lighting. They all have apps. They all have a registry of music you can listen to. It's just amazing what you can get in these rooms. So they also have rain shower bathrooms and hand woven terraces for the hammocks. On the sea view is the balcony rooms, and they all have these red hammocks that are,
Most of them do. Yeah.
yeah, like a majority of them, like 90%. Um, and then we get up to the suites, and the suites, they start at the rock star suite. So that rock star status starts before you even set sail. So you get VIP entrance, priority access to booking, 24/7, access to Richard's Rooftop private lounge, where it has its own bar, swimming area, all that. But the suites are pretty cha-ching, just FYI, as
But
are
they
most
are
suites
they
on
look
ships. They are
amazing.
over the top amazing. Like, my ultimate goal is to at least get into a rock star suite, which is all purple. So instead of red and the tones of red, now we're up to purple with guitars on the wall and bougie everything. So that, I'm not going to really get in too much with the suites, but there's different levels of suites, and you cannot go wrong with any room you stay on the ship. I mean,
Right.
it's really all amazing. So that's just a little ditty. We can always give you more information about the rooms, but you, like I said, you can't go wrong with the rooms. I'll probably start in a balcony sea terrace room. They
Mhm.
also have a balcony XL, which gives you a larger balcony on your room. So that's an option too. And it's really nominal to upgrade from, I want to say maybe like $300 to $500 for a week to just upgrade to an XL. They're really, now when you go up to the suites, now we're talking thousands more.
Yeah,
But
but that is our goal
their
1 year is
balcony
to,
rooms
I
are
mean,
very
at one point.
comparable to other ships' balcony rooms, what you're
Mhm.
paying. So, and so there's tons and tons of activities on board, right, Cheryl?
Absolutely. So let's talk about the shows, which I don't know about y'all, but when I cruise, I love to check out the shows, and I hope they really have good ones because sometimes they don't. But it sounds like these shows, I just
They
got a few.
they look fabulous.
They do. So this one's called It's a Ship Show, and it's a variety hour meets late night talk show mashup kind of thing. So
I
I
would
think that,
love to see that.
right? It sounds like a lot of fun. This for our romantics out there, they have one called Dual Reality. It's the retelling of Romeo and Juliet with a circus twist. So I'm imagining oh, what's it called? The Cirque du Soleil style
I
of
think so. Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet, which I think
Yeah.
is amazing. They also have amazing clubs and social areas. And again, if you go on and you look at they have videos, they have pictures. It looks like Denise says bougie and posh and just absolutely, they spared nothing when it came to decor and
It,
just the
yes.
ambiance of it. So
For
they
what
have,
you get, it, you're really like, it's amazing what you get for the price. And
Mhm.
they even do like drag shows and stuff on this ship. Like, they got a little something for everybody, you know?
Right, they do. Yeah. So the amazing clubs and social areas, one of them is the Manor. It's a 70s vibe, two-story nightclub named after Richard's first recording studio.
Nice.
Um, the Groupie, which I think is going to be my favorite thing when I ever get a chance to go on the Virgin Voyage cruise. It is a modern and Japanese style private bookable room for karaoke. And what that means is your party, I don't remember exactly how many can fit in this booth of this room. Um, you get to reserve this area for you and your private group to go in and do karaoke. So you don't have to stand up in front of in their cruise room or in the big area that they do this, like, fun things on the other cruise line. You get your own private area to do this, and it's included. There is no additional charge to book that area. So I'm super excited about that. Also, something else that was very unique and I think awesome, their arcade, which features epic childhood games like Pac-Man, the racing games, vintage games, all of that is free. So you don't have to worry about swiping your card or dropping in coins to play these, our old school favorite arcade games. That is included.
Sweet.
So another awesome thing that they have that's included in your base prices is part of their fitness stuff. They have, and you and I have talked about this because we're interested in their group workouts. They
Yes.
have an amazing setup. That's one of the things we talk about is how beautiful their ship is, all their different sections. Um, they have group yoga. We're looking into a group Pilates whenever we can get.
Buddies, baby.
Yeah, that's our jam. They have techno gym equipment, which I'm not quite sure what that is, but it sounds interesting. Bungee classes, which I am very interested in trying,
Very interested in.
right? Cycling studio, and then they have their runway track, which goes around, and I think it's 250-ish meters. I don't know what that, I think they put it in meters. I don't
It's
know what
probably
that,
like a mile
that's
or
what
two.
I'm assuming, it's a
Yeah.
mile.
And then you can just loop it.
But if you go and check out virginvoyages.com, you will see how beautiful this setup. They have a boxing ring. They have the little, what are those boxing things that they come down?
Punching bags?
The punching bags. Yes, I couldn't think of what those called. The little hanging down punching bags. They have stations for that setup.
Yeah.
It was just, it's absolutely
They have
gorgeous.
spared no expense on any of these ships.
Right. And then part of their leading into some of the things that they have themed activities to include, and they don't have
Yes.
a bunch, which we like. So they have a Scarlet Night, which,
That's where you wear red.
yeah, so we wore red today, and because that's Virgin Voyage's signature color is red. So on Scarlet Night, the entire ship is part of the party with pop-up circus performances, interactive games, myth telling, live music. It sounds like that's the night that the whole ship is just alive
I
with
need
something.
to source me a red sequins dress. That's what needs to happen.
All right, so we need to get on that. And if you guys, our listeners, have a really good or beautiful red sequence dress, make sure you let us know, because Denise loves, and the blinkier the better. She
The
loves a little
blingier, the
sparkle. It
better.
needs to sparkle. So the other themed activity they have is a PJ party, which we talked about this too. Like, I will wear my PJs anywhere. When we go,
Cheryl will. Like,
I will.
she is not afraid to wear her PJs in a hotel, walking
Nope.
out and
I go
about.
down to breakfast. I'm in my PJs.
I'm typically dressed
Yes.
like to the nines wherever I go, but that's not to say that I couldn't have a fun PJ outfit for the trip, in which
Right.
any excuse to do some little extra shopping, I'm on
And
it.
find some blingy, pretty
Nice.
PJs. Yeah, it gives you a chance to find
I'm
some
thinking
amazing
silk,
outfits.
something like silk or lace. That's what I'm thinking.
All right, nice. So then here are some things that are unique to Virgin Voyages. Denise, I'm going to let you handle this because this is a passion thing that or this is something you're passionate about. So I want you to go into that with our listeners.
Yeah, so what I will say, I love anybody that's making a commitment to be more green, to be more sustainable, and they absolutely are. Virgin Voyages is committed to sustainability for environmental responsibility. So they plan to be zero carbon emissions by 2050. And
That's
they've got the money to
amazing.
back it. They do. They have very, very ship efficient designs. They have smart LED stuff. They have energy saving tinted windows. And so when you leave, your room is just kind of like shutting down, and it's just helping to be greener. It sensors and reduces energy usage to minimize the ship's carbon footprint. I'm all about being green.
Right.
Um, the one thing also, retail, even their retail, they upcycle ocean plastic sunglasses, reef safe sunscreen for if you're out there snorkeling. It's just all about being green. I will say that they don't even have water bottles on the ship. You need to bring your own reusable way to get water, and they have water stations. So, and they don't do straws or anything like that. So I love it. And that's another thing, that they don't do the buffets because they don't want to waste all that food. That's why everything is just like you
Right.
order what you order, and it's not this huge ship floor of wasted food, or it's all very green. They also have they do fresh seafood and stuff. That's all sustainability. The bands that you wear. So this is something that's pretty cool too. So the bands that you wear, you can either take them or recycle them, but each band is produced from 6 grams of marine coastal plastic. So it eliminates 2 pounds of plastic from the ocean. When whatever these bands that's how you kind of get in your doors and your everything you want, and you can either recycle it or you can take it off the ship with you and reuse it. Also, those red hammocks, that are gorgeous and comfy on your sea terrace decks. They're made by Yellow Leaf Hammocks. So Yellow Leaf Hammocks has created weaving communities, underserved villages in Thailand. So they're going out to Thailand to provide stable employment sources and income for women and men living in below the poverty line. So they partner with all of these people to just make it a better experience for everybody. I just love it. And the things, I don't even have time to go into everything that they're planning to do, but I will just say, if you're looking for a green cruise, somebody that's looking to be conscious about the environment and that type of deal, Virgin Voyages is your bag. You need to check them out for that very reason. The one little last thing that has nothing to do about being green, but I think is kind of a really cool thing that you're not going to find on any other cruise ship, is they have a tattoo parlor on there. So you can get yourself a tattoo. They're all about pre-booking everything. And these are like world-renowned tattoo artists they have on board. There's 2 of them, I believe. And you cannot pre-book it. So if you want to get a little ink on ship, because most people like, you want to do it the last day at sea, ideally, because you don't want a new tattoo to be exposed to water and sun. So the last day at sea is typically when they do most of their tattoos, unless you're not going to the pools, unless you're not going out on excursions. You can, if you're just like hanging out on the ship and that's your bag, then I'm sure you could get in on whatever the days are. But typically the last day at sea books up the quickest to get a tattoo.
So they need to pre-book, or they need to book as soon as they get on the
When
cruise.
you get on, there
Yeah.
is, I think deck 5 is where you plan everything. So yeah, you need to go sign up for your tattoo if you want one the last day. If you can't get the last day, then, work it in. You can make it work.
Absolutely, yeah.
But what a unique, crazy, fun
And we're
idea.
talking about it. We're talking about getting a tattoo on when we go on a cruise, which when do we think we'll be able to go on a Virgin Voyage cruise, Denise?
Well, so we have one in the works, and we are going to be making a huge announcement June 1st. So everybody keep on your social medias. We are planning it for April 2025. So it gives you time to block that off in your calendars.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we're launching all the details about our Virgin. It is our Divas Virgin on Virgin Voyages, because we have never ever cruised on this ship. And if you're a virgin or you are a well-seasoned Virgin Voyages traveler, you're also welcome on our Virgin Voyages cruise in April 2025. So just be on the lookout. We're going to give all the details. You don't want to miss it. We're going to have fun mimosa brunches. We're going to have the workout classes, Pilates. We're going to have like a cocktail, a nice dinner together. And we're going to be on board. We can help you book as little or as much as you want on this cruise, because after all, we are a podcast host, but we are also travel agents. So this is our bag. This is what we know. We can help you in any way that you would like. But yeah, that's my biggest takeaway, is I am ecstatic to be knowing that I'm going on a Virgin Voyages cruise in the near future, spring 2025.
Absolutely. I am super excited about it as well. With all the research and training we've taken on Virgin Voyages, I am really excited to just get on there and experience the uniqueness of this cruise line.
Absolutely.
And to be able to do it with some of our listeners. So we hope you will join us. So like Denise said, make sure you are following our socials, because
We
that
want
is
you
our
there. You guys need to
information.
be there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cheryl. I got so excited. I was just like, be there.
Yeah. So that's where our information will launch first, is on our socials, especially our Facebook page. So make sure you're following us.
Yes.
And that wraps up our Virgin Voyage cruise line episode. So thank you.
Thanks, guys. And be on the lookout. June 1st is when we're going to make that announcement of our cruise, where we're going, and how you can be part of it. So stay tuned.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
You know when it click through to the send it's about to be a show diva. I be coming up for a minute. Everybody let it drop when I'm in it. Drop it when I'm in it. Everybody let it drop when I'm in it. I be coming up for a minute.